And that gets to the whole point of this series. The main point of this series is this, that even though we're using the same words, we might not be speaking the same language. Again, even though we're using the same words, we might not be speaking the same language. Her, I don't want any more fries, meant one thing to her, but it meant something else completely different to me. You can understand that sometimes the same word may mean something to someone, but to another person it can mean something different. And even forget about temperaments and unique wiring and diversity. Just look at it as, here we speak in America, we speak English. But if you go across the ocean to England, they speak English too. Same words, right? But the words don't all have the same meaning. Like if I say chips here, it means what? Potato chips. You say chips over there, it means Marianne's French fries, okay? Would fall into the chips category. If I say football here, it means football, the right kind. You say football anywhere else, it means the wrong kind. One I learned on a trip to England not too long ago was the word pants. Do you know what the word pants means in England? It does not mean what it means here. Yeah, you add the word under in front of it. It means underpants. So be careful if you go to England, you tell, especially if you're a man, you tell a lady, hey, I like your pants, okay? Where'd you get your pants from? Don't say it. It's going to get you in trouble. Just trust me, don't say the word pants. It means something different. The same happens in communication here. We may be speaking the same language, but we may have using the same words, but not speaking the same language. Like in our house, the words, for example, I'm ready now, means different things to different people. I'm going off script. I told you. I told her what I'm sure what I'm going to say, but I added a little stuff here and there. So one time, okay, this one isn't here, so this one you're prepared for, is that on my first birthday when we were married. So we got married in May, and my birthday is in August. So it was my first birthday, and I was, turning 25. So she wanted to do something nice for me and whatnot. We were newlyweds and stuff like that. So I said, she's like, let's do this, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do anything. She's like, how about this? And I'm like, no, I don't want to do anything. How about this? I don't want to do anything. I don't want to do anything. It was like a Tuesday night or whatever. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to do anything. She went that same day to the Christian bookstore to buy a card for me. While there, she ran into our priest. And it could have just ended as, nice to see you.
Can I just say, this is what happened. So I was looking at the cards, and my eyes were at the lower level, and I go, a black robe. And I just kind of followed the black robe up with my eyes, and there's our priest. And he's like, Marianne, what are you doing here? So I said, I'm buying a Buna birthday card.
Next thing I know, makes sense. Makes sense. Next thing I know, I hear a knock at the door at 7 o'clock at night. There's the priest, there's his wife, there's the birthday cake, and it's tea and cookies with our priest. When I said I don't want to do anything, but little did I know, something was planned for us. I told you we're going to have fun in this series. We're going to need the counseling when this thing is all done. The point is, agree with me now, serious now, is that the problem in most relationships, and I don't want to just say marriages because it's marriages, but it's more. Oftentimes it's with parents with children, or it's coworkers, or it's friends, or friends who used to be friends but no longer friends. Oftentimes it's not the issue that's the issue. It's the way that we communicate, or truthfully, the way we miscommunicate about it. And usually the fight is not about the issue, it's about the communication. Would you agree with that, Marianne?
Definitely. I would say for us, they say married couples fight about money, in-laws, intimacy, all these things. And for us, we actually never fight about those issues. We've been very blessed because we have the same exact values. So we don't necessarily fight about the issues, but we were fighting, especially early on in our marriage, for extensively, and it was really just about how we communicated. So definitely. Like,
show of hands. How many people have ever been in a fight and they didn't know what they were fighting about? Anyone ever been in that situation? Okay. I want to say keep your hands up if that happened this morning, but I won't. Okay, make you say that. Okay. But that's so often the case, is that the issue isn't the issue. And so often you're angry and you're hurt and you don't know why. Because you look at the issue, and then even better, you explain the issue to someone. It's because he did this or she did this. And the other person's like, I don't get it. And it doesn't make sense when it comes out of your mouth, but the issue is not the issue. The issue is often the communication about it. Proverbs chapter 18, verse 21. This is a very powerful verse. Repeat after me. Death and life are in the power of the tongue.
Death and life are in the power of the tongue.
Again, and I want to hear people in Leesburg saying this as well. Death and life are in the power of the tongue.
Death and life are in the power of the tongue.
And those who love it will eat its fruit. In other words, what that says is those who figure out the power of the tongue, and those who figure out that this tongue, the words that come out of this mouth, have the power of life and also have the power of death, those are the ones who are going to eat the fruit of it. So what we're going to do here in this series, we're going to talk about the power of the tongue and how to communicate. And I want you to think of your tongue as a sword. And that sword is very powerful and can cause tremendous damage. That's why you don't give a sword to someone without first giving them training on how it's used and how to be careful. Consider this series that training on the power of our words and the power of how we communicate to either bring life or to bring death to those who are listening to us. Because like I said, even though we're using the same words, we might not be speaking the same language. What I'm talking about here, what we're going to talk about in this series is the subject of temperament. And some of you may have heard of this word before, what temperament is. Temperament is not the same as personality. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But each person in this room, each person created by God has a unique temperament, and that temperament colors the way we communicate. Now, when I say communicate, not just the way we speak, but also the way we hear. So our goal in this series is to understand the innate wiring that God put inside each one of us and to understand how it works in the context of relationship.